doesn't matter.
Oh my God, I love that. That's a good one. Welcome back to another episode. This is a special episode of Off the Bench. Of course, I'm DeMarcus, and I got my boy Tim. He finally made it into the building.
Finally, yes.
Welcome to our home, sir.
Appreciate it. It's lovely here.
So talk to me, Tim. Thank you for coming on, first of all, bro.
For sure. I love it here.
How was your week been so far?
My week has been great. You know, it's a lot of things that's happened.
Okay.
Sport-wise,
I know you just came back from Mexico, man.
Yeah, Mexico was crazy. Listen. Hey, I would say if you go to Mexico,
okay. What part of Mexico? Because some people think
I went to Cancun.
Okay. Because I want the viewers and everybody listening to understand that we're not talking about all Mexico.
No.
We're just talking about Cancun, that little hub right there, resort love. Yeah. Okay.
So I would say. This is just me personally.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you've never been to Mexico, tour it for yourself.
Okay.
I always say that.
Okay.
But my experience may not be yours. But I will say that they try to listen. I'm from the United States of America.
Yeah.
They try to finesse you every which way. Every chance they get.
Chance they get?
Bro, I'm gonna tell this one quick story. I was in the club.
Okay.
Go to the bathroom a couple of times. You know you have the bathroom attendant.
Yeah.
You know
that working in there.
Yeah. So I go in there, he asked for a tip the first time.
Okay.
All right, cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting my paper towel that I can get.
That I can get myself.
But you know what? I'm not here to knock your hustle.
Okay.
I go back to use the restroom again because, I have had some adult beverages.
Yeah.
And, my leak is kind of, it's gone. The
seal
is gone.
The seal is gone. Okay.
So now I'm, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I come back.
Okay.
Asking for another tip. I'm like, hey, yo, like, yeah, I got to relax, bro. So it's like every time I went to go use the restroom, it's like, tip. Yeah. I'm like, bro, no.
That's because they know you from America, bro.
I know.
They know that. They know everybody that's coming through this particular area, Cancun. They know everybody that coming from America. They know you got money to an extent. They know you because you came on vacation, so they know you got something to give. So that's all it's about. But that's it. Anytime you go on vacation like that, bro, it's definitely an opportunity that, but I've heard stories about Mexico and places like that trying to always finesse you for some money out your pocket.
But I've been to other countries.
Yeah.
It's never been like that.
No, it's never been.
It's never been like
I'd have been to other countries too, and it's like, you understand that when you're doing certain things, like, okay, there's a compensation for that. But when it's like you're doing your normal things and they want money for normal things, like, all right, now we going.
I was walking down this alley. Yeah. And I'm not gonna get deep into the conversation, but I was walking down this alley and you could see like the people just waiting for you with their signs, just like, and we're just like, we're about to go in this gauntlet real quick. But yeah, man.
Well, good, man. I'm glad that you went. I know you went with my cousin and another one of your buddies. I'm glad y'all went down there. I saw the pictures. Yeah, I had a good time.
Yeah, it was fun.
But today's episode, like I said before we got started, special episode. This is the Super Bowl Sunday.
Let's get it.
Edition, pregame edition. So we're gonna talk about a lot of football today. We're gonna talk about who we think gonna win Super Bowl. Yeah. Because like I said, we are live on Facebook. Thank y'all. And of course, before we get really deep into the conversation, if you're watching us on Facebook right now, make sure you do like and share, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on all of our other social media platforms, which is always listed down below. But we want to thank everybody for taking the time out. I know everybody's getting ready for the Super Bowl, so that's why I want to knock this episode out before we get started and watching this, what we think to be a great game. So before we get into football, because that's going to be the bulk of today's conversation, let's talk about basketball.
Okay, let's talk about it.
All right, so let's talk about this NBA trade year.
What trade?
Yeah.
What trade year?
Exactly. So I know we was in our group chat and we was kind of going ham about today, and you was like, my boy Tim was like, hey man, D-Mark, we're 5 hours into this thing, man. Like there's an hour left and I haven't seen anything like transaction wise that, because honestly, bro, I didn't see a trade besides the New York Knicks. I would say if I had to grade anybody in the trade deadline for the NBA season this year, the New York Knicks won. Yeah. What they picked up, they actually got better from their picks.
Yeah.
I don't feel like any other trade, anybody got better.
I got to say my Mavericks did. And the reason why I got to say, you could look away. You could do the look away. You could, whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do.
Hey, Ty,
whatever you want to do.
I don't know if you and Ty, I don't know if y'all know each other.
No, we don't.
Or y'all like secretly texting on Facebook.
I think I got to meet him.
y'all gotta do. I mean, because I don't understand what it is about. Every time we talk basketball, y'all always trying to bring the Mavericks into the equation. They're not.
Only reason I brought them in is because you literally said that you felt like no other team got better, and I can't say that.
They didn't. They did. Y'all didn't get better.
We did.
Y'all did not get better.
We added much needed depth to the big man position with Gafford because our rebounding was absolutely horrible. Man, listen, we just spanked one of the top teams in the West by 30 plus.
Who's the top team in the West?
I said one of the top teams. Who? OKC. So you gonna say they're not?
Go ahead, man. Continue, man. I'm not going because you look. John's here John, my boy. He's here every episode faithfully. Mm-hmm. And he even told me on my last episode, he said, D-Moore, you got heated. You threw your hat down.
That's normal. But I mean, when we have these conversations,
and because last episode, Ty did the same thing you're trying to do, trying to get me all unraveled with your comments about this team. And I don't want to throw my hat down today. I'm trying to keep it peaceful.
But listen, we've talked about my Cowboys, and you know how I can get about my Cowboys.
We gonna talk. We finna get in on.
But
them.
I'm saying like
y'all stay tuned because we gonna get in on these Cowboys.
But I've been on this show twice, and we talked about them twice, and I had to sit here and bite my tongue twice.
But you can't talk against what we were talking about because it's facts.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's facts.
But what I'm getting at is that you know that I'm not just up here finna just sit here and talk some nonsense to get you upset. Okay. I really feel like the Dallas Mavericks got better because of the fact of we needed defense and we needed rebounding. And we have that. Name somebody outside of Derek Lively, who can get us good rebounds.
I like your boy Powell. Powell gets boards for y'all. Powell gets boards. I don't know why y'all don't play him no more, but he gets boards.
Let me tell you why.
He gets boards. He's not gonna help you offensively, but y'all don't need that. Y'all got plenty of offensive weapons between Tim Hardaway, Kyrie, and Luka. Y'all don't need much more offense.
You don't need much more offense, but. I'll also tell you, I don't want to get deep into this because I know how your boy Ty feels about this certain player. But we also know that, you know what I'm saying, Luka can't do it by himself. And he takes a lot of load a lot of the times, even when Kyrie's on the court.
But it's just scoring, though. That's all he's doing.
I know that.
He's not playing on defense.
Facts.
He's not giving y'all nothing defensively, but yes, he is a juggernaut for y'all offensively. I'll give you that.
1,000%. He's playing 40 plus minutes a game.
But that's because he chooses to be an offensive juggernaut because Kyrie is right next to him. He don't have to take on the full load of offense. Like you just said before you got started on talking about how y'all got better. What did y'all need? Y'all needed defense and rebounds.
And that's what we got.
So y'all need more of defense than y'all do offense. Y'all got two of the most elite offensive guys in the NBA. Facts, right?
Yeah, we just got defense. We just got.
I would say I think Kyrie is a better scorer than Luka. And if you talk against me on that, I'm finna kick you off this podcast.
Well, listen, I'm not gonna talk against you.
So you trying to tell me? Wait a minute, no, stop. I'm gonna sit here. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay. Are you trying to tell me that Luka is a better scorer than Kyrie Irving? Is that what you're trying to tell me right now?
At this point of the NBA, in this point where Kyrie's at and where Luka's at, yes. Overall, I'm not going to say that.
I don't get it, man.
I said overall.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
You know what that means?
No, I don't. Tell me that.
You know what that means?
What are you saying overall?
I'm saying overall as we're talking about career-wise. He's not a better scorer. But if we're talking about what Kyrie can do now compared to what Luka is doing now, then yes. That's all I'm getting at,
bro.
That's all I'm getting at.
Okay. Listen, everybody watching, please get in the comment section. Y'all, listen, I implore y'all, get in the comment section and let him know that what he's talking about is blasphemy. What is he talking about? You're talking about one like Kyrie is not even the fact that he's just the best scorer in today's NBA. He's one of the best scorers ever.
Facts.
Like ever.
But we do know that time.
And Luka's not one of the best scorers ever though.
And hasn't been in the league long as Kyrie. Once he gets there, he will be.
He's still in the infant stage of his game.
By the time he get there, he will be.
But Kyrie, when you watch Kyrie score, bro, like it's beautiful. Like it's a beautiful picture that you're watching being created on the NBA floor when you really watch him and what he's doing and how he's able to get to his spots and how he's able to, layup package. His layup package is the best in the entire NBA.
Yes.
And Luka don't have a layup package.
But also Luka could score any which way.
Don't get me wrong. He is elite because he don't get sped up. He don't let anyone push him off his line of where he's trying to get to.
And he can slow it down.
And don't say he has great control of pace. I will give him that. But even still, when I look to that man next to him, he controls pace way better when it comes to his ability to score the ball. Okay, send me some numbers. So he controls, like I say, pace wise. Now, don't get me wrong, neither one of them playing defense. We know that.
Both of them cones.
Yeah, both of them cones. They both cones. I love Kyrie and I love Luka. They're both cones when it comes to defensive side. But we also understand, and in today's NBA, this is current. We also understand in today's NBA that offense sells tickets. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of preservation going on that defensive side because James Harden has sold us that a lot in his time. So all right, so my boy John, always being a statistician that he is.
Appreciate you, John.
So he sent me some stats. I'm gonna run down the stats now. Okay, this is regular NBA regular season stats. Mm-hmm. Okay, points per game. Mm-hmm. All right, you got Luka at 28.4. Mm-hmm. Kyrie at 23.5. So 24 and 28. Mm-hmm. All right. Rebounds, Luka out rebounds Kyrie 8.
Bigger guard.
9 to 4.
Yeah, bigger
all right.
guard.
Assists per game, Luka 8 to 6. Steals per game, they right around the same.
What's plus minus?
Plus minus?
There's a plus minus?
He didn't send me a plus minus. Okay.
But everyone,
because to me, that's more important. That's more important. That plus minus.
That's a lot of stat. That plus or minus, and I found this out when I was working with Pensacola State College.
Okay.
Plus or minus is a stat that goes over a lot of people's heads because it's not a fancy stat.
Yep.
It's not a stat but if you know what the plus or minus stat is and what it means and how it contributes to the game of basketball, that's probably the most important stat there is.
Because honestly, it tells a story that, like you say, that most people don't pay attention to. Mm-hmm. It's like, for instance, like we were talking about before we got on the podcast, Luka's 73.
Yeah,
he has 73. But were they better when he was on the floor or were they better when he was off the floor, even though he scored that 73 points? That matters.
Perfect example, and probably like the week right before Luka scored his 73 was Cat.
Exactly.
Because they was horrible.
Even when his 63 points, the coach came out and said
they lost that game.
They lost, which is the first problem. But the second tier of it, which like I said, I love when people are like, even though sometimes it is putting people on the spot, but it's the truth. Mm-hmm. We play selfish.
Yeah.
He said we play selfish out there and childish and immature, like we don't know how to win because we went from being a positive flow with him scoring in the flow of the game to just shoving the ball to him. And then now we're
I want to say he went like 0-10 or something like that in the fourth.
In the fourth quarter. And they kept giving him the ball, telling him to keep shooting because they trying to outdo what Embiid had did.
They just did, yeah.
The night before. That was the same night. Because Embiid scored 70. Mm-hmm. That same night. So he trying to out. So it's just like you said, that's perfect thing you brought up. The plus and minus. What are you doing with that? If you're not good in that, then your stats don't matter.
But the stats just prove my point with Luka.
What? That he scored more points?
I'll just listen. Man.
I mean, of course he scored more points. He scored more points because the usage rate is just higher on him.
1,000%.
Come on now.
1,000.
Because when Kyrie was the higher usage rate in Brooklyn and in Boston and in Cleveland, his points the same.
But I was. This is what I would say.
Okay.
About it's like. The reason why I'm saying that Luka's doing it is because since he's came in, everything has been getting better. There has not been a time where he's gotten worse.
Are you talking about his
everything,
his development, or just the organization itself?
No, his development.
His development, yeah. No, he's gotten better every year.
Every year,
he's gotten better every year.
So it's just like
there's no drop. He hasn't shown a drop off yet.
And that's,
I mean, I would say one thing I would say, critique the most about him that I wish but I also understand he's still young but I don't want to keep using his youth as an excuse. It's just his immaturity when it comes to his complaining on the floor and complaining to the refs and
he does it a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. And he does it because he does so much to the point where it affects his ability to keep playing in the game. Like you're complaining about a foul and you're walking down the floor still talking to the ref. Like, bro, the game's still going on.
It's still going on. And I mean, I feel like if he didn't come into the NBA the way it came in, he probably wouldn't be that way. Because, I mean, to play across seas, them boys is not soft over there.
No, they're not.
So it's like, they not getting those calls that we're getting over here in the NBA.
That's true.
So you know what I'm saying. What I did think is he came over here. He saw that he was like, oh, I could score at will whenever I want to at 18 years old.
Because they can't touch me.
Because they can't touch me now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying now. And back then he wasn't getting those. Like, you know, so the superstar calls. Now that I'm a superstar, I need my superstar calls.
Yeah, I need my favorable calls. Yeah.
You know, so and the NBA just got to get away from that. I mean, I understand offense, y'all want money and
but we got to get back to a place where, like, you know, I've always thought that, of course, superstars are going to be superstars no matter if the game is called tight or the game is called loose. Because if you're that dude, if you're Luka, it don't matter if they let you be rough with him. Mm-hmm. You still gonna be Luka.
Yeah.
Now you might not score 30 points a game, but you still score 25.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? LeBron, you'll still score yours 80. Like, if the game was more physical, these guys aren't still able to be the, you know, top tier players that they are. And I think that's what the NBA is tried to keep themselves out of danger of, is that the superstars not being able to be superstar because, you know, the game's so physical.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think
that's what it looks like.
There would definitely be some superstars that won't be superstars anymore.
Of course, you have a few.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have a few.
Like
who?
My boy over there in Denver.
Who?
The tall dude. I don't. If they could rough him up like
who you talking about?
Jokic.
Man, stop.
Hold on. Listen. Just wait. If they could. Do
you see Joker every game? He got scratches all over his arms every game, bro. He's getting scratched up and beat up every single game. You cannot tell me. I'm not gonna let you sit on this podcast and lie to the people, man.
D-Mark, I'm gonna sit here and say this: if you're dribbling the ball and I swipe at you, can I scratch you?
Oh my god!
But hear what I'm saying. If we put these people in that same gauntlet, you think he's gonna be the same person?
Who, Jokic?
Yeah,
absolutely.
We're talking about the gauntlet that Shaq and all, like,
absolutely
big man.
Absolutely.
You think he'll be?
Absolutely. I think Joel Embiid still the same person.
But he plays like that though.
Joel Embiid still the same person. Cat don't make it.
No, I mean, yeah.
Cat don't make it.
He's off his wet flowers now.
Cat don't make it. So,
but I don't even consider him a superstar. He's not even the best person on his team.
Ant-Man is. Jokic would be the same player that he is now if he played back when Shaq knew.
The reason I don't think that is
because you think about it.
He's not going to be
back then. Who outside of Vlade Divac, who was able to pass the ball and score like Joker? But
I get that, but
there was no other big men.
If we're playing like that, bro, those big men. Okay, what you're naming Vlade Divac and you're naming? Do you consider Vlade Divac a superstar?
Back for big men back then, yeah. Because he had a game that was unlike what we normalized for big men to be. Everybody, big man was Shaquille O'Neal, powerful, in the paint, trying to dunk everything. Mm-hmm. And most of the guys that's come before him or was around that time, that's what they did. They lived in the paint.
Yeah.
They didn't really stretch outside the paint. But if you're telling me we can take Joker and keep his game the same and plant him in that same NBA, he does the same thing.
My thing is that the difference is that inside, the paint mesh, all the stuff that he does, the crazy shots, the hooks, and all that stuff. You put Shaq right there and able to be as physical as he wanted to back like he could, bro. He's not doing that because first of all, we all know Joker is a cone on defense as well. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't be that tall, not really blocking, and you know what I'm saying. Shaq.
No, he got to play. I will give you that. He will be forced to play
body on him.
He will be forced to play both sides of the floor. Right now in the NBA, the bigs that we have in the NBA, they don't have to play both sides. But back then with Shaq, Patrick Ewing, all them type of guys, Tim Duncan, all them type of guys, David Robinson, he would have had to play both sides of the floor.
You think Giannis would be the same?
Huh?
You think Giannis would be the same?
Yeah, Giannis be the same. Giannis be the same.
I don't know.
Yeah, Giannis be the same.
I like his physical play, but I also think that,
No, he would be the same because you think about it. To me, he reminds me of Sean Kemp.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's like a Sean Kemp type. He'd have been like because you gotta think Sean Kemp can shoot the ball very well, but he can get to the paint, and once he got to the paint, it's
okay. I give you that.
It's finished. His finish bag was the best in the NBA. So with Giannis, don't get me wrong. That Euro finish wouldn't work every time back then, but he would still get to the basket and still be a force like he is in the NBA today, even back then. But like I say, there's still a handful of guys. Of course, we don't have a ton of time to speak on basketball today because we want to focus more on football being today's Super Bowl. But there's a ton of guys that I agree with you that we call superstars now that would struggle.
Yeah.
In the old NBA. And vice versa. And I don't want all our people that watch to say, well, you can say the same thing about the older guys. Some older guys or guys that came before the new guys wouldn't make it in today's NBA. I personally, because I've watched, the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, I personally believe there's more guys back in the day that could transition in today's NBA than there is guys that can transition back.
I can agree with that.
So I just think that
I would say like you saw new school versus old school in that AI versus Jordan matchup, right?
Yeah.
And we saw what happened. We saw when there's new things invented into the game, how it could take Jordan to be like, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
But then, all right, cool. Now I'm
good. I'm locked in. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
young fella, you bringing something new to the game. But now I'm figuring out what you're doing, and I can roll with that. I would say, I tell people, Jordan, even in those moments where he was playing against Kobe, playing against Iverson, he realized, like, oh, okay, young fella got something new for me. But he still was able to bump his game to that level of where they're at and still be better.
Yeah.
Like I said, not everybody could do that. That was in the NBA back then, just like now. Not everybody now can go back and deal with that physicality, going to the hole and it being a no call or a common foul to get taken out the air.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, sure. So, and all that. And then, of course, just the way the floor spacing wasn't the same back then as it is now. Like, you didn't have guys. Yeah, you didn't have guys standing five around the 3-point line. And you didn't have guys not helping on drives, so giving up, free lanes and all that stuff. So the game was totally different. But I still think the NBA's in a good place. Like I said, I think the calls are something that definitely, like you said, need to change a little bit. All right, so just to give you, here's your plus and minus. So you got Luka's a plus 86, and then Kyrie's a plus 133.
See, that's this year. What's that?
Yeah, that's this year.
It's tough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But we also, like we just said, you got to talk about usage rates too.
Yeah,
usage rate, and then like you say, plus and minus. I think those need to be always.
I just think like what that is where that is the fact of. When Luka's on the ball, when Luka's on the court and it's just him and no Kyrie's there, he's so ball dominant.
Yeah.
So it's like
you just kind of get standing. All right. So one trade I did want to point out that I didn't understand, even though the other day was very piss poor when it come to trading and all that. The Buddy Hield trade, I didn't get that trade because I feel like the Pacers, of course, you're battling for that. Essentially, you're battling for that third spot to overthrow Philly, and then now you taking one of your best shooters and giving them to Philly to help ensure they're shooting now. I didn't understand that trade. I felt like that was a trade they shouldn't have made. For
I'm not gonna lie to you, that one snuck by me.
Yeah.
So what was the trade if you don't mind me?
So
Buddy Hield for
let me see, I can pull it up. So they just traded him. They traded him to Indiana for Furkan Korkmaz and some
big
draft.
Man.
No, he's a guard, and they traded him, and then they also received draft consideration for that trade.
Then it had to be a money move. Yeah. That's the only thing I could see. It had to be a money.
Get from under that contract.
Yeah, it had to because but I will say that the Pacers end up getting McDermott. So they end up getting a shooter.
Yeah.
They end up replacing their shooter that they got.
My Spurs traded McDermott to Indiana. Yeah. So they kind of got the shooting right back. But it's a little more stagnant, at least with Buddy Hield. He still was able to create his own shot. But, I guess they would have in Tyrese, they feel like we don't really need another creative shooter. We need somebody else that can just spot up when he needs.
They finna have to pay Tyrese.
Yeah. Well, of course.
So
he won the best one of the best point guards in the league.
So I mean,
his plus and minus is crazy too.
It has to be
his plus minus.
He don't turn the ball over,
bro. I remember. I'm telling you, he went like on a strain of 10, 15 games with no turnovers.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. So his plus and minus is crazy. So, but that was the one. That was the one trade.
Had to be a money move
that I didn't understand. And then let's talk about Doc Rivers real quick. So with Doc Rivers, I know, man, you have talked several times about him off camera via text. Do you feel like, man, I know it's a small sample. But do you feel like that was the right move to bring Doc Rivers in? Okay.
No.
Okay.
And I mean, to get away from Adrian Griffin,
yeah,
cool.
Okay.
Doc Rivers is not your answer.
Yeah.
We've Doc Rivers' past tells a story about him.
Mm-hmm.
He can't never finish the big game.
Yeah, yeah.
Every game 7.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're a Doc Rivers team, you're going home.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is what it is. So
when he was in Boston. He was in Boston. You know that it helps having 3 Hall of Famers to be able to close the seal the deal. But yeah, since the Boston teams. Yeah, he's struggled,
and he's had great teams. Like it kind of makes me mad because they give Doc Rivers good teams. Like they just give him good team. Like it's really like, all right, Doc Rivers, there's like no way you could mess this team up, and for some odd reason you mess it up.
Yeah,
like that team in LA, the Clippers.
Yeah,
that was easily a championship team.
Yeah, yeah. Now I will say with this situation where I kind of give him some consideration is that he's coming to a team that is not known for defense. We all knew that they gave up. They surrendered that option when they brought in Dame. They knew they say offense over defense. You know what I'm saying? They declared real quickly that we are not worried about defense. And you bring in Doc into a team that's already got some issues. Mm-hmm. You know, I know Giannis has come out and said he didn't have nothing to do with the firing, but we, like I said, everybody opinions and assumptions of it is that they had a conversation with him before they made the move. They didn't just say, all right, we're done with Adrian Griffin and we're out of here.
Yeah.
I'm sure they asked him, hey man, how would you, even if they say, hey, how would you feel if he's gone? And he just said, I wouldn't feel no type of way. You know what I'm saying? So that's still, there's still some, you can't tell me a franchise guy that they have this much invested into that they do not want to see go anywhere. Mm-hmm. They're not having that conversation with him.
1,000%.
They're having some type of conversation with Giannis. But I don't think Giannis just went in there beating the door down and said, get this guy out of here and give me Doc. I just think, the Doc Rivers hiring, he was already kind of a consultant to the team. So I guess for Milwaukee to not, drag this out, they felt like, hey, it's the best move to bring him in because he has familiarity to our organization at this point right now in the season.
I feel that. I still don't feel like.
But I don't know. I mean,
they're 1-5 now.
Yeah, I want to say it is a small sample, but it's not a good sample that you're seeing.
Not at all.
Especially defensively, they're playing worse defense since he's come to the team.
Did you want to know something? Did you want to hear something crazy? I don't know if you heard it.
Yeah.
Doc Rivers was announced the All-Star East coach.
Yeah, see, that's crazy.
Like, what are we doing?
That's crazy.
Like, bro, NBA, what are we doing?
That's crazy.
Like, what are we doing?
But, I mean, who cares, though, bro? I mean, I'm not watching. Are you going to watch the All-Star game?
I'm not watching the All-Star game, but that's crazy, though.
I feel you, but, bro.
Yeah, the Pacers coach who's doing a hell of a...
Listen, man, it don't matter. When they showed me who was in the dunk contest, this is letting me...
But the dunk contest has been so poo.
But I'm saying, you got people in the dunk contest that's not even in the NBA.
That's because he won last year.
I get it, though.
He wasn't in the NBA.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I get it. He technically he's in the NBA because he's on a G League team. But at the same time, like, we got people in the dunk contest that's not even like actively on an NBA roster.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Jaylen Brown. Like, Jaylen Brown, you're not known for creativity type dunks. Yes, can you dunk and you jump, you sky over people and dunk? You have highlight dunks, yes, but you're not a dunk artist.
Yeah.
So, like, none of the guys they have in there are dunk artists besides the guy that won last year.
They should have put Ant in that thing.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like the NBA, man, I don't know what they're doing. I just know they got to figure something out because the NFL struggling too with the Pro Bowl games, trash.
But yeah,
it's trash, bro.
Yeah,
it's trash.
But
it's trash.
I do think with the NFL, I do think they're in a step in the right direction because I feel like, and I mean, this is just me because I play flag football. I feel like flag football is more interesting.
I will give you that.
It's more interesting than
me and you both have played flag football, and it can be it could be a very high competitive
1,000%
game, especially when you're playing with guys that understand how to play flag.
Mm-hmm.
And with the NFL guys, I feel like they're learning how to play NFL flag versus actually knowing and understanding how, to maneuver your flags, how to wear the right type of flags, and then just the plays itself. They're just out there just running around, just catching the ball and pull your flag. So it looks more of like a childish game than it is like a real high level version of football.
Yeah, because
you know what I'm saying?
Some boys is really nice.
Yeah. So, but I digress. And my last thing I got for basketball before we get, like I say, into the bulk, and we're about to go into our second half of the episode. The NBA players versus the 65-game rule.
I love the 65-game rule.
I love it too.
I love it.
I feel like, we all know that these individual awards, how far you go in the season, there's bonus and incentives attached to that for these individuals. We all know that.
Yes.
So I get why these players are saying, hey, you're basically docking my pay because I don't play 65 games.
1,000%. I understand that.
But then we all know the NBA, the NFL, the NHL, the MLB, these are billion-dollar corporations that understand if you're not playing, you're costing us
money,
millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, Dame Lillard, you go to OKC one time a year and you don't play.
Like
that's that, you know what I'm saying? So it in the sense of, the business, I understand why the NBA say, hey man, you are a superstar. We've given you that title, and everybody in the world know you to be this superstar.
Yeah.
So we need you to be on the floor.
But it's also like, bro, like go to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so we talk about this all the time, like the toughness aspect of the old compared to, you know what I'm saying, the toughness aspect of, like, bro, like they didn't have options to not play 82 games. We're talking about in this league, we have better medical, better
doctors. Yep.
We like better doctors, you know what I'm saying? Technology.
Yeah.
The people, we eat better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We do all this stuff to take care of our bodies better than what they did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The facilities are better.
Yeah.
We fly better.
Yeah.
There's people flying in coach.
Yeah.
In Michael Jordan era.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about like, hey, I'm finna go get on Spirit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh man, Jordan is on my flight. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so you have all this stuff and you're telling me that you can't play 82 games. We're not talking about people with injuries. We're not talking about people with injuries.
Be clear about that.
Yes.
If you are, because I've said this, I've heard people say this, is a difference between being injured and being hurt.
Yes.
If you are hurt, we're not talking to you guys. But the guys that say they're injured.
No. I think it's the other way.
It's the other way?
If you're injured, I feel like if you're actually injured. But however you want to fix it.
I stay with it.
Because I feel like this.
Because when you're injured, it's like, okay, injured, I got a little bit of some hamstring pain. That's
why I think that's hurt. Like, I wake up
hurts
hurting.
Hurts like I pulled my hamstring and I can barely walk, so I'm hurt.
So we're both thinking the same. We're just interchanging the words.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you have a serious ailment,
yeah,
and you can't play because of that ailment,
yeah,
we're not talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the ones who wake up in the morning, oh, I'm sore today.
Yeah.
I don't feel like playing.
Yeah.
Oh, I just played last night.
Yep.
I played 42 minutes.
Yep.
Now I gotta fly all the way over here and play again. Now I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Play those games.
Yeah.
And it happened. It started with, Popovich resting, all those people. You know what I'm saying? And then you have Kawhi Leonard coming out and saying, well, regular season games don't matter.
Yeah.
It's, you know what I'm saying, they're just practice for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then you just have people just sitting out. Like,
yeah.
Like, no, like there's Kobe said it. He said, like, there's people who save up to see me play.
Yep. It's guys that spend the whole year's salary to come watch me play with their child. So it's right for me. I'm doing them a disservice by not playing. Even though I am hurt or injured, whichever, title you want to give it, these folks deserve to see me play.
And honestly, I feel like I will say this to kind of help the players. If we have a legitimate injury, and we're talking about a legitimate injury that's going to take hill time, I don't think that should count against their.
No, there should be an exemption because, like I said, if you have documentation from the team doctor that says, hey man, him being on the floor is going to hurt him for the long term.
Like the KD situation.
Yeah, like the KD situation. Yeah. That right there, that should exempt you from those loss of games because you are really hurt. Like you say, you going out there is going to hurt yourself and of course hurt your team and of course hurt the NBA because now I've gone out there and I've got myself injured and for the long term because of trying to keep up with this 65 game minimum that I got to play.
And think about this, bro. That's 17 games that the NBA is saying that if you want to rest, you can just rest.
Yeah.
We're talking about 17 games.
Yeah. We giving you 17 to chill,
bro. Listen, if it wasn't week 18 in the NFL, and freaking let me Pat Mahomes, week 5, oh, I'm tired from week 4. I'm not playing.
Yeah.
What you mean you not playing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem.
You know what I'm saying?
It's it's a problem. All right, man. Last thing before we get into football. Kobe Bryant statue. 2/8/24. I'm sorry?
I hate it. I don't like it.
The disrespect that you've brought to this podcast today has got to stop.
It's not disrespect.
You have got to stop the disrespect. Are you trying to tell me on Kobe's day, 2/8/24?
I think they did a disservice to him.
You think they did a disservice to him and you do not like his statue?
I don't.
You don't think the 81 game statue is appropriate for Kobe Bryant?
Nope.
Wow.
I think there was so many. Wow. I think there were so many more opportunities that they could have used.
Wow.
And
you don't agree? You don't agree with Vanessa?
Nope. I don't believe. Bro, we know Kobe, bro. We know Kobe.
Wait a minute.
We know Kobe. Come on, man. We know
of Kobe. Vanessa knows Kobe.
Man, come on, man.
That's his wife. You don't think what she said was the truth? So, you don't believe that Kobe told her that? I mean, let's move on to football, man. Because
you could be upset by that, but like
I'm about to get a little emotional, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Listen. I feel I'm mad.
Look, I feel some type of way about Kobe. Anyway,
I'm mad. Listen, I'm mad that they chose that. That's the thing for me. I feel like Kobe. That statue should have been way more. The three statues for Kobe. I love it. I love that they're going to do one for 8. I love the fact that they're going to do one with his daughter, and I love the fact they're going to do one for 24. I just feel like the pose for 8 wasn't it.
Wow. Y'all comment down below. Let us know what you thought about Kobe's statue. Did you approve of it, or you like my man Tim, who said it wasn't
It's so much more. But yeah, the jersey tug. Matter of fact, you know what you got? Hold on, listen. Do you know what you got?
What?
The shot. The game-winning shot against Phoenix. Game 4. In the.
Are you talking the fist?
Before the fist.
Oh, before the fist.
Man, matter of fact, put all 3 of them in the statue.
As he faded away from
buckets. Put all of them in the statue. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have, like, there's so many more, like, bro,
and maybe
nobody thought, like,
maybe that's the problem. Over a 20-year career, it's so many moments.
It's so many moments that nobody even thought of that one. That was, like, think about it, bro. Okay. Before they put that statue up, did you think that was gonna?
No, I didn't think that was gonna be it. But I'm okay with it though.
Did you have any idea that?
No,
I
didn't. I thought they were gonna do the one when he the slam, the reverse slam when he went between his legs and but with the fro. I thought they were gonna do the fro Kobe. I didn't think they were gonna do low cut Kobe.
That's all I'm getting at is that of all poses.
Yeah,
I'm okay. Listen, I got you. Listen, there's no disrespect.
Okay,
Vanessa, if you ever see this,
okay,
but I don't think Kobe asked you to send that one.
I got you. Okay, all right, man. Well, thank y'all for tuning in for this first half of the podcast. I know we talked about a lot of basketball, but now we're finna get into football. Why we're here, why the reason you're watching. Yes. And today is the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl Sunday.
We want to first off congratulate the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers for making it to this point. I think today is going to be a hell of a game. I think we're in for a classic. Let's start here. Let's start with the Cowboys.
I see what you did there.
Let's start with the Cowboys.
I see what you did there because you was upset with my look. So now you're gonna get back.
I'm gonna transition. I gotta stay on top. I gotta stay on track. Gotta stay on track before we get out of here. Let's talk about once again your Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
DeMarcus Lawrence.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
Yeah. DeMarcus Lawrence had an interview this week for Super Bowl week. If y'all haven't watched it, please look it up. DeMarcus Lawrence is one of the top linebackers in the NFL. DN / linebacker too. Yeah. One of the top guys on Dallas team and in the NFL. He recently had a sit down on First Take, and they let's just call it what it is. They grilled him. They put him on the spot, and they grilled him because there were questions that needed to be answered that everybody's wondering of what happened. Why is it that every year y'all the Super Bowl favorites, talking about how good y'all are, how y'all got the best coaching, best facilities, best this, best that, but when it counts the most, y'all can never get the job done.
Yeah.
And what did DeMarcus Lawrence say? What was the reason why? What was his reason why y'all didn't get it done this year?
It was BS. It was nonsense.
Yeah.
It made entirely no sense.
Okay.
I don't even know why he would say such a thing. Because it's just like, bro, you said it's a long season.
Okay.
Like every other team doesn't play 18 games. I mean 17 games.
Yeah.
You also said that your legs are tired, like every other team.
Yeah.
Except for the two teams that won enough games to get the first round bye.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then let's not forget the teams that's playing in the Super Bowl today.
Yeah.
They've actually played 20 games now.
Yeah.
They played 20 games.
Yeah, but at that time he's talking about the wild card.
Okay. We'll get to the wild. We can stay there.
So, like every team that's in the playoffs at that moment in time, they've played the exact amount of game as you. They didn't play anything different.
Yep.
So for you to say that was a cop out, and I really wasn't messing with as a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
I was just like, nah, that's not it coming from you. That was crazy. Yeah. But I will say,
okay,
Micah Parsons addressed that comment and said he doesn't agree.
Okay. See, and that's and this is the issue that I have with, just the Cowboys in general. You have too many people talking against each other and letting you know how dysfunctional the team really was this season and probably prior seasons. That you can tell that guys aren't following anything of any type of, standard. Because even Shannon Sharp said in this same interview, he said, DeMarcus Lawrence, as you being the leader, if guys aren't ready to play, that's your fault.
Yeah.
If guys aren't understanding what we're trying to do in this game, that's your fault.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to be the leader of the team. And if you're the leader of the team and Michael Parsons, who is supposed to be the guy that's supposed to be following you, doesn't agree with the whole sentiment of this is the reason why we weren't ready to play in this game, lets you know that they're not following you.
But the thing is that nobody in the NFL would agree with DeMarcus Lawrence on that.
Of course not. But
so
we also know that was the political. He thought he was being political because also he didn't really come on there for that.
No, he didn't.
He came on there to promote.
They jumped him.
He came on there to promote his protein company that he's with.
They jumped him.
And they jumped him. But at the same time, this is my thing. My dad has always taught me, you have to always be prepared. When you playing chess, you don't move your pawn on the chessboard because you hope that you don't attack me.
Yeah.
You move your pawn knowing that you are going to attack me. So I'm putting this out here, sacrificing this to be ready for what you're really trying to come at me with.
My thing is,
he should have been better ready for that type of conversation.
1,000% he should have been ready. And playing for the Dallas Cowboys, you should already know that.
You finna go on here with Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. always on the Cowboys. And you already know how Shannon's been talking about guys. Because Shannon's a Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion, multi-Super Bowl champion.
So
these guys got something to say, and they're going to grill you about this topic. I don't care that you're on here to promote energy drink.
That just got you up here.
That's just to get you up here. But you know why they really called you up here.
Come on,
because they want to talk to you about what happened. Because nothing on paper said that should have happened.
Everybody wants to know.
Yeah.
I'll be like this. I'm gonna say this. That loss.
Yeah.
This year, after that loss, everything feels different.
Yeah, it does.
Like,
I'm not even a Cowboy fan, but even from the way they talking about Dak, and I know it's not players, but it's family members of players talking about Dak to the point where I said on last podcast with Ty, it's time for Dak to get out of there. He needs to get out of there because you can't play for a team and you're in the midst of this field that you're talking about.
Yeah, but I mean I haven't heard a player come out and I'm saying, of course, I don't know, but of course most players are not going to put their starting quarterback on the fence like that.
Yeah,
to hang him out to dry.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard anybody. Everything that I've heard is Dak is the guy.
Yeah.
Or whatnot, and I believe it to an extent. But what I mean by this feels different is the fact of in the past when we lost, I don't feel like the players felt the urgency like like if we don't get this done next season.
Oh yeah.
Like this,
like this year.
I feel like everybody. Like I feel like, hey, if we don't, And I feel like a major change will happen if they don't get it done next year. Do I feel like they will get it done? I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm never a person who always is like the Cowboys is going to win it all every year.
Yeah.
But they have the pieces?
Yeah.
They do. They just don't have the leadership.
Yeah.
They don't have anything. But this feels different. Jerry Jones is not going to live much longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
so that's why I think, like you just talking about the major. There's going to be a major change that's going to happen a lot faster now because of that part of Jerry Jones. I know he has dedicated himself to winning another Super Bowl before he dies, and we're closer to death than we are to a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and that's the problem. That's the field I think you're talking about for everybody a part of the Cowboys, and then as fans, you're seeing that because you know when that happens, when he's no longer a part of the team's going to shift and be a totally different organization.
The only thing I also feel like you're in this mix of like you're losing your name, you're losing your brand because you're not winning anymore.
You're not winning anymore.
You know what I'm saying?
You're regular season champs.
Yeah. So like your fan base, they're starting not to trust you anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when their fan base don't trust you anymore, guess what happens? You start to lose money.
Because
you know what I'm saying? America's team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not. It
doesn't hit the same.
It don't hit the same anymore. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like everything is like, and winning a Super Bowl is just like, all right, it's going. I guarantee it's going to turn everything right back around. See, this is why we're America's team and all this other stuff. And I'm a Cowboys fan. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be a part of it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Told y'all.
But at the end of the day, like as of right now, you know what I'm saying? I could be like, bro, like I used to be one of the we're going to win it every year.
Yeah.
We kept losing. See, I'm not going to say that we're going to win it every year. But then, you know what I'm saying? Then it's going to be like a little bit of optimism to like, man, we ain't going to win nothing.
Because it's getting to a point where you got to think too. You know, a lot of fans, because the drought that y'all have had, they were kids when the drought first started. Now they're grown adults and have kids on their own, and the drought is still continuing.
Yeah.
So I think, like I say, now I will give the fans, they're tired. Their legs are tired.
Yeah.
They're wore out. Now, DeMarcus, y'all not wore out, but they're wore out because there's a lot of losing that they have. And like I say, and because of the stigma that comes with being a part of Dallas, you know, franchise, is that yes, y'all are supposed to win, or if y'all not winning, y'all supposed to be at least competing every year for a chance to win.
And I just don't think that the successes of the early 1900s or late 1900s and early 1900s is going to surpass many more dynasties of other teams. Like we've had in our drought, we had at least two teams
become dynasties. Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because. I have a question because I know this. I saw this on I forget what show, but they were talking about dynasties. What do you consider to be a dynasty? What qualifies to be a dynasty?
Three ships in 5 years.
3 ships in 5 years.
Okay. If you give me 3 ships in 5 years,
okay,
and the team and the base team has to be there.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Yeah, that's a dynasty.
Okay,
the base.
So if Pat Mahomes wins today, they're a dynasty.
Facts.
Okay.
So we have, is it 3 and 5?
Yeah, that's 3 and 5. That's 3 and 5.
And all 5 he been in them, man.
He been in all 5 of them. He been in all 5 of them.
Except for the Rams and what? The Rams and
I forget which was the Rams. I forget who Rams played.
Rams and the Niners.
Yeah, Rams and Niners. Yeah.
That's the only one.
Yeah,
in the last 5 years.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Because there was also
it can't be Rams and Niners. They're in the same.
It wasn't. Yeah, I forget who it was.
Did the Rams beat the Chiefs? No, they
didn't. Rams. They played. Who they played in the championship when they won? Bengals.
Okay, yeah.
The Rams played the Bengals,
and the Bengals beat the Chiefs.
And the Bengals beat the Chiefs. In the conference championship.
That's it.
That's it. So
he's been to 6 straight AFC conference.
Yeah,
come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, we got to stop.
So I'm kind of on a page with you. I know I've heard people come out and say a dynasty is you win 3 in a row. That's considered to be a dynasty.
3 in a row is tough.
But 3 in a row, especially NFL, that's tough. Like say, what Patriots did with their run, Dallas Cowboys. I mean, it's tough to win multiple years in a row. But I agree with you. I think as long as the base team is still intact, like say Pat, Travis Kelce, Andy Reid, and other pieces are still the base of what you started to win with, and you win 3 out of 5, then I think you got a dynasty. Now, if you happen to lose 3 out of 5, I don't think you have a dynasty. If you made it there, but you kept losing, I don't think you have a dynasty. I think it's the dynasty part comes when you actually are winning. You're sealing the deal and getting the job done.
Yeah, because a lot of people like going to the conference championship or going to the big game and not winning
exactly.
I mean,
it doesn't mean that you're a dynasty. It just means that hey, you're a team that can make it there.
Yeah,
but you're not a team that can get the job done.
And really, you were the team that could beat 2 other teams to get here. Like,
yeah.
I mean, if you're in maybe 3 at the most in the playoffs, because like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. We like no offense to Houston, but we all know Cleveland was the better team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at that time, Houston came and showed up. So
the momentum that they had that game just was too much for Cleveland.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. We all. I mean, just like I say, on paper and just the way that Baltimore Ravens played this year, they were the better team than Kansas City. They just didn't show up when it matters the most.
And I just and listen, Mahomes is a bully, bro.
Oh, that's a fact.
Mahomes is like
he is sunning a lot of people in the NFL.
And we're talking about good quarterbacks.
Yeah. And that's why me and Ty talked about it. It's time for everybody out there watching to understand Pat Mahomes, I'll say it again, I've said it on the last episode, Pat Mahomes does not have a rival.
No, he doesn't.
There is no one in the NFL.
I would say there'll be one. I would say one.
Who?
Joe.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's the only, honestly, that's the only one that I can see. If Joe is healthy and he got a solid team with him, Joe can put up against Pat Mahomes. But the rest of these guys, Josh Allen,
I don't know why.
Lamar Jackson, Tua, I'll give you one more that I think if he got enough guys with him, he can go up against him, and that's Matt Stafford. I think Matt Stafford can give Pat a real run for his money when it comes to playing. But even then, I know that's a little bit of a reach. But even then, but like I say, Joe is the only one for sure.
Yeah, Joe, because I mean, to be honest, Joe owns Mahomes.
You know what I'm saying?
If we be fair, I mean, Mahomes got him last year.
Yeah,
but outside of that,
that's what I'm saying.
Joe,
but there is nobody in the field that you could tell me, especially after this year, that they go up against Pat, you're going to pick them over Pat. There is nobody that you can. I'm gonna say this. There's no rival for him.
I'm gonna also say this too. There's a person that I know, who said that Mahomes was trash this year.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna sit here and say this.
Okay,
if Mahomes trash, gets me to a Super Bowl,
come on,
I'm taking it every year. I'm taking it every year.
Don't forget, like you just said, 6 AFC championships.
Yeah. Well, he went to them. Yeah.
He went to the game. He's won 5 out of 6.
Yep.
Because the only one he lost was to Joe. In the 6 years he's been there. So if whoever you're talking about said that, I'll take that on my franchise. I'm a Bear fan, and I already told a lot of people that I'm done with them. I'm done with them.
Caleb though.
I'm done with them. But I'll take Pat Mahomes and his trashness every year to lead us to
Pat Mahomes' trash is getting me to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And we're talking about because Travis Kelce just turned it on in the playoffs.
Yeah, he did, because he wasn't balling in the regular season.
You know what I'm saying?
He literally went crazy in his last 2 playoff games.
So then we talking about
Miami and Baltimore. He went crazy.
So we talking about a team that's, you know what I'm saying, that was mediocre.
Yeah.
You never heard a Pat Mahomes team being led by their defense, and that's what they were saying.
And they won 2 games over 500. It wasn't like they weren't like 12-4.
I think
they were like what?
No, I think they
11-7.
No, I don't think they were. I don't know. I can't remember. I gotta look that one
up. Look it up. But yeah, their record wasn't crazy like good this year. You know,
it was a surprise. It's surprising for a Pat Mahomes record. That's what it was.
Exactly.
Or whatnot. And I will say that Pat Mahomes had a down year.
Absolutely.
But to say that he was trash this year, and you get me to Super Bowl, there's no way, bro.
And then so now the same person I want to speak to that said that if he wins the Super Bowl, then what? He's still trash? Wow. if that's what we've come in the sports world, that trashness leads to Super Bowls, it lets you know we're in a bad place in the NFL.
Bad place in the NFL.
Because if someone that's trash and get to the Super Bowl and dominate all the way to the Super Bowl and then win the Super Bowl, and you know he's gonna be the MVP of the Super Bowl, I think we're in a real bad spot. But I think what we got to start doing, bro, honestly, is we have to recognize that Pat Mahomes is the new Tom Brady, and the hate that he receives is just coming from the fact that people don't like to see him winning. They get tired of seeing the same person win
They do.
They get tired of saying, but we just need to enjoy the show. We need to enjoy the greatness of what Pat Mahomes is. And I think a lot of people are missing that. Let's just keep it football. I know he's not on your favorite team.
Yeah.
But just as a football player,
a football fan, you got
to tell. You can't tell me you don't love the fact that what this guy does every year, week after week on that field, and how he's able to literally take this team that, like you said, was mediocre, and for the first time in 6 years be looked at for the defense being better than what the offense is bringing, and they still in another Super Bowl with another chance to win another Super Bowl.
My thing is that, like, when you said he's the next Tom Brady, we might be looking at the person better than Tom Brady. Stop
it. We're not gonna go that deep. John know how I feel about Tom Brady. That's one thing I'm not gonna accept. Like I told Ty last week, I'm here for all smoke against Brock Purdy. I'm not for any type of slander against Brock. I'm here for it because I'm not gonna go for it. I'm not gonna go for slander against Tom Brady. We're not gonna do that.
It's not gonna do that. It's not slander. All I said was we might be watching a person that's better.
Now I like Pat, but there's only one. There's only one.
By the time Pat Mahomes is done,
there's only one.
By the time that Pat Mahomes is done, that one that you're thinking about may not be.
We get there. If we get to that point, we might can have that conversation. But right now, we can't have that conversation. We can have that conversation when he get there. But he got a long way to go.
Not too much longer.
He got to win this one. And he still got to win 4 more.
I mean, seven is crazy.
He got to win 4 more.
I mean,
I'm sorry, he got to win 5 more because he got to surpass him.
Now, if he wins 7,
if he wins 7,
because I mean, listen, you got like the reason I say this is because overall, and you can kick me off the show after this if you want. Overall, you got to understand that Pat Mahomes is the better passer than Tom Brady. He's a better passer. Did he have better weapons than Tom Brady for the most part? Yeah, 1,000%. But the passes that we see Pat Mahomes do, and you know, I'm not trying to take anything away from Tom Brady, and to say that Pat Mahomes that's not really taking much away from because it's Pat Mahomes. Now, if I would have sit here and said Ben Roethlisberger, then you could look at me and be like, bro, Tim, like why are you even talking sports with me? But we're talking about Pat Mahomes.
It's getting to a point, man, where I gotta vet people more before I bring them on this podcast. I'm not doing a good job of vetting, John. So it's my fault. I'm gonna hold myself accountable because I'm not doing a better vet process of people coming on this show. Are you kidding me right now?
What? Kidding you at what part?
You better passer? I'll give you this, and then we got to move on. He is a better athlete than Tom Brady, for sure. He's a better athlete than Tom Brady, but he is not a better passer than Tom Brady. He is not a better passer. He is not. He's not a better passer. No way, shape,
How would you want to look this up? Would you want to look at like accuracy numbers?
There's no shape or form he's a better passer than Tom Brady.
Here's the thing. The reason why I say better passer is because of
the creativity of how he throw the ball.
Not even, but like he's a very accurate person. The thing that I give Tom Brady that nobody has is, I'm not going to use the word game manager because that's not what I'm saying. We're going
to talk about that too.
But he's not a game manager. He's a game controller. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
He controls every aspect of the game, and I don't think nobody else in the league or coming up in the league is going to be able to do that, because Tom Brady can control an outcome of a game.
Now, I will say this, because, you know, you just segue right into the next topic. You know, Cam Newton has come out. He's been getting a lot of heat for his comment about game changer versus game manager. So let's talk real quick, and then I'll get back on top of what you just said. Do you see there to be a difference, and then my other part of it is either or better than the other?
So do I see there is a difference
between a game manager and a game changer?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, everybody grows up to want to change the game in a certain aspect, right?
Okay.
So yeah, it's changing the game, but listen, at the end of the day, just because you change the game don't mean you were great. It just means you added something new to the game, and now people have to guard that. That doesn't mean that you were just that good or whatnot. So I don't want people, like, I don't feel like Lamar Jackson is a game changer. Here's why. Okay. Because we seen Michael Vick do exactly what what Lamar Jackson's doing. So
there was somebody before you, and then Kaepernick before him. You know what I'm saying? So we've seen. I mean, Warren Moon. We've seen the athletic black quarterback that can get out the pocket, that can run and throw the ball down the field.
Yeah, but the reason I say Michael Vick, because Michael Vick is the closest like him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Really dynamic.
With his legs.
With his legs.
So and still can throw the ball with.
Because I guarantee, if you ask Lamar Jackson, who'd you model your game after? Well, Michael Vick. You know, I played with him on Madden 2007.
Yeah.
So
definitely probably would say that. Yeah.
So, you know, but in Cam Newton's eyes, he's a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatnot. So like, you know, so it depends on the definition of game. In my mind, game changer means you brought something to the game that nobody's ever seen before, or something. I think maybe he may mean game changer as in like the game is going this way. I
think that's more what he's looking at, because, you know, he was talking about Brock being the 10th best player on the 49ers and being a great manager of that team, and I don't think either one is a slight to the player. So I must say that first. I don't think it's a bad thing to be a game manager. I don't think it's a bad thing to be a game changer. But I think, to me, the game manager is what you should look for more than a game changer.
1000%.
Because a game manager is what Pat Mahomes is what Tom Brady is. Like you say, game manager or / game controller, meaning that just like in that Baltimore game, Pat knew I had to control and manage this game because we know they're going to try to make Lamar Jackson out-throw me, and we know that behooves, that's better for us.
Mm-hmm.
That makes our life better because we know he's not going to out-throw me.
Yeah,
and the Ravens fell for the move of, all right, let's throw the ball 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make Lamar Jackson prove that he can throw the ball with Pat Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
So, and him being a game changer style player, where it's like, okay, because he has a dynamic, you know, ability to run and get out the pocket and create these wild plays.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think a game changer is.
Mm-hmm.
But game changers don't lead to the wins in the big moments, because when all that shuts down and you can't be dynamic, now you have to manage the game. You have to be able to dissect and really understand what you're doing out there on that field to put your team in position to win the game.
Because, and then, like, you know, I get a lot of flack when I say things like this, but like, we're talking about a guy who's saying all of this, and you want to consider yourself a game changer, cool, whatever case may be, but like, Cam Newton, let's be real, like, you couldn't get your team to consecutive winning seasons. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had your you know what I'm saying, you had your MVP season.
Mm-hmm. Number one draft pick.
You know what I'm saying? We'll give you that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you took them to the Super Bowl, and you know what you did there.
Mm-hmm.
You folded like a lawn chair. So, but to say that your ceiling is an MVP or whatnot, because everything else and in between the lines, like you're telling me that you're supposed to be this good, and you're the most important. You play the most important position in the game of football, but you can't lead your team to consecutive winning seasons your whole career. And then you talk about how you're still better than some of these so-called QBs that are playing right now, but you came back, you played for Carolina. We seen what that looked like. You know what Bill Belichick said? You know what? We'll give you another shot. And you played for the Patriots, and we see what that looked like. So if you're going to tell me that you're better than some of these quarterbacks right now, and that, you know what I'm saying, everybody, and then you want to see people say, well, you know what I'm saying, well, he's qualified. Everybody who has a voice is qualified to talk about sports.
Yeah, I agree. Now, I will say, of course, you know, because, you know, the whole thing is, especially in this media world that, you know, me and you play in this platform, especially when it comes to a podcast, they feel like, well, if you didn't play that level, then you can't really talk on level. And I disagree with that. I think just because I didn't play NFL football, my eye test and what I've seen, and I've watched so many great players come before this set player and what they've done in NFL, I can respect what you've done, but also I can, you know, critique and say, well, like you just said, same thing with Tony Romo. Tony Romo coming out talking about the Cowboys are, you know, this close to championship. But wait a minute, Tony, you was in that same spot and you had the same amount of talent and you didn't get the job done. And that's not a.
But you know why I said that? We go back to the old podcast. The reason we talked about that.
Yeah,
but, you know.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. But like I said, there are just to kind of agree with you what your point is about. Yeah, Cam, you were Your ceiling was MVP. You was tearing up Superman all over the world. Everybody knew you to be, that new wow factor in the NFL doing what you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
But when it came to, like you say, leading your team to consecutive wins, being in the playoffs every year, don't get me wrong, I know you played for a franchise that wasn't the best, Carolina. But, as for the talent that you had and that came through there were still opportunities to do more than what you did.
Yeah.
But, when it comes to the game, like I said, I don't think either one of them is a slight on the player. I don't think that's what's his intentions. And he's come out and said that's not his intention to talk down about anybody. But I don't think there's a problem. I would rather have a game manager than a game changer. Just because I know this game manager, he understands what it means. Okay, I ain't got to throw the ball 400 yards this game. 150, 2 touchdowns, and don't turn the ball over and give the ball to this game changer on the other side of the field, or put him in position where he got to go 90 yards every time, or he got to go 75 yards. When my defense is playing lights out, that means I'm not only am I playing offense, I'm playing defense.
Yeah.
So to me, I'd rather have that brain on my sideline than having somebody that, like you say, he can have a play or two, and then he do something, but that player or two don't win the game.
And that's what I meant by like with Tom Brady when he was a game controller, because of the fact of like his coach didn't have to tell him that. Exactly. A lot of these quarterbacks, their coaches have to tell them what's going on, the idea, and to bring. Well, sometimes this brain just be rolling and then ideas just pop out. Like when people sit here and say, I'm sorry to jump over the place. When players come out and say that, oh, you don't really know because you didn't play this sport at this level.
Yeah.
Right? We have coaches who ain't never played the game of football.
And ain't never played the game of football.
So what are we talking about? Are you going to sit here and tell me that Andy Reid can't come on the media and talk about football because he never played?
Yeah.
Are you going to tell me
McDaniels from Miami?
Spoelstra.
Yeah, Spoelstra, yeah.
Who was
he was a
cameraman.
Cameraman, yeah. Video guy, yeah.
And head coach. The longest head coach right now for one team.
Yeah. NBA champ, multiple NBA
and you gonna tell me that he can't come and tell you about the sport?
Yeah.
Why not? If I study this sport and I know it, I could tell you about it whether I played it or not.
Yeah, that's true.
All I need to know is the rules.
I agree with you. And I mean, and that's why I think sometimes players try to discredit the critique that they're receiving from from people because they don't. I don't know who you are, and I've never seen you play this game. But then my thing is too, and Stephen A. Smith said this. Well, if it's coming from an actual person that played the sport and you don't agree with it, then what?
Yeah.
So if a Hall of Fame NFL player or NBA player, if they're coming out and they're saying the same thing I'm saying,
you know what they're gonna say? Well, they're not playing in this league right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So things change.
So it's really that people just don't want to receive critiques.
Yeah, they can't. There's no accountability.
There's no accountability on that. But like I say, when it comes to that, I truly believe I'd rather have a game manager than a game changer, just because game managers are where we are right now. Brock, game manager. Yes, he has a ton of talent around him. But name a quarterback outside of Pat Mahomes this year that don't have a bunch of great talent around them on their team.
That don't?
Name another quarterback that don't
Bryce
have no.
Young.
Who?
Bryce Young.
Great quarterback. Bryce Young's not a great.
Oh, you said great quarterback.
Yeah, great quarterback. And in today's NFL, name a great quarterback, because everybody says that Brock's not a great quarterback. They say he's a good quarterback. He's not the winner. He's not the reason why San Francisco's winning, is because he got all these weapons around him. All right. Name another team that is a great quarterback on that team, and he don't have great. Because Jalen Hurts, first person to come to my mind, that has weapons around him, and he didn't play great.
Are we talking about? If we talking about, every team has one weapon. So are we talking about multiple weapons?
Multiple weapons.
All right, Houston.
Yeah, I'll give you Houston.
That's it.
What
CJ Stroud did with 2 receivers from the Cowboys, well, a tight end, and freaking a receiver. I forget his name.
Yeah,
that, you know what I'm saying, and Nico Collins.
Yeah, no. What he did was spectacular. That was spectacular.
So I give.
And he did it as a game manager. Like he really, outside of the Baltimore game.
Yeah,
because you could tell he got overwhelmed with that game.
Yeah, it's playoffs.
But it's you know what I'm saying? But you expect that out of a rookie, though.
Yeah.
But for what he did this year, absolutely, I agree with you. That's the only team. Everybody else has weapons. Now, it's what you do with those weapons and how you manage with those weapons. Because like I say, in these last 2 playoff games, if Brock doesn't do what he does in the crunch or clutch moments of those games, then they're not in the Super Bowl.
Call what y'all want. Brock Purdy made a believer out of me.
Mm-hmm.
I knew he was straight. I knew he was good.
Yeah.
He proved to me that he could probably be one of the best QBs, even though with all the stuff that he has.
Uh-huh.
Look at that game against the Lions.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
When Bud said, you know what, because he's tired of hearing that I can't come back when I'm down. I can't come back and win.
Yeah. And then I think too, like you was talking about, that voice in that helmet, man. Hey, Brock, just get rid of the ball, man. I'm getting on this ground. I'm moving. I'm moving.
You hear me?
Like I'm not like if it's open, I'm finna put these legs to work and I'm going down this field.
When I seen him do that,
and he had a couple tough runs too.
When I seen him do that, I said, "Ooh, the Lions in trouble." But I ain't gonna lie to you. I stopped watching the game.
Yeah. You text me. You say, you said DeMarcus is over. Yeah.
Because it should have been.
It should have been. Yeah. I agree with you. No, I agree with you.
The Niners didn't win that game.
No. 1,000%. The Detroit Lions lost that game. We all know. And if anybody's watching football, you can tell that the Lions lost that game. They had an impeccable game plan. They came in and they did exactly run the ball, open up for the pass. And they did exactly what they were supposed to do. Like I said, the fourth down calls, whether you agree or disagree, Dan Campbell been doing it all year long. That's not out of his character to do the fourth down attempts.
It's not out of his character.
I do agree one time he should have just kicked the field goal when it was 24-27. Take the points. I said this on last podcast. Take the points. And then have a chance to play from 0-0, but that's just his nature.
But the thing is yes, that's been your don't switch it up.
Yeah.
I know why you don't want to switch it up, but listen, all the other times you did it, you wasn't in the
NFC Championship game.
It's not even that. If we lose, we going home.
Oh,
We're not in this position.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's another week to play.
There's next week.
Yeah, there's next week.
You know what I'm saying? So
you can't come back.
All right, cool. You took those gambles during the regular season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like point blank period. If I'm up $1 million, I could bet 100,000.
Yeah.
Right? Because I know I still got 900.
If all I got is 100,000. If all I got
100,000.
I can't bet 100,000.
I could bet $100. You know what I mean?
$500. Yeah.
So
maybe 1,000.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So so things got to change depending on where you at.
Yeah.
And I think he learned from that.
Yeah.
And he knows next year.
Yeah.
That when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
Because listen. The players love him, bro.
Hey, man, I want to tell you, I thank you for your focus, bro, because I know that music just about threw you off for a second.
Yeah, it hit me for a second, but I was like, you know what? That's
look, John will tell you, on this podcast, sometimes things just happen.
Yeah.
And we just roll with it.
Yeah, for sure.
So you good. But no, I agree with you. I think that 100% you on point with that he should have changed up a little bit, but it is what it is. But like I say, I think what Brock has done, phenomenal. What Pat has done this year, phenomenal. So the best two quarterbacks on the best two teams are in the Super Bowl, and I think we're in store for a hell of a game. Who do you think gonna win the Super Bowl? Chiefs by a mile, or do you think it's close?
I don't want to say. Is there an in between in mile and close?
Yeah, it's in between.
All right, there's in between.
Okay.
I'm going with the in between.
Go in between. Because I've had a couple people come to me today and say right before we got on the podcast, they think it's gonna be like a 10-point win.
I say 10 to 13.
So I personally think it's gonna be between 3 and 7 points. I think this game gonna be close because I think both defenses coming to play. We know Kansas City gonna man up and they're gonna try to force Brock to beat them. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, 49ers defense, they've shown us now, especially in that Lions game, they can turn it to another level, too, as well. No, but it is Pat Mahomes. That's the difference. That is the difference. It's Pat Mahomes versus Jared Goff. I get that.
That's the asterisk.
Yeah, that's the asterisk. Yeah,
so it's like, all right, cool, these defenses are going to cancel each other out, right?
Yeah.
Does the 49ers have a better offensive they have better offensive players?
Yeah. On paper they're the better team. On paper.
You got
Patrick Mahomes,
bro.
Yeah, he cancels out a lot of players. He cancels out a lot of players.
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
This is why I say you can have this conversation now.
Yeah.
Because that's what we were saying about Tom Brady.
Yeah. It's like,
this team is better.
Yeah, but they got Tom Brady.
Got Tom Brady, though. You know what I mean?
That is true. Yeah.
So that was definitely with the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers shouldn't have won that Super Bowl, man.
But they had Tom Brady. And that's another person too that you could say that is the only other quarterback that Pat has struggled against is Tom Brady. Yeah. In the big moments. Like I said, in the big moments, Tom Brady, because even when Tom Brady was playing for New England, they would play the Kansas City Chiefs in like the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady always got the best of him early in his career. Yeah. And then, like I say, in the championship game.
In that ship, I would say though, that was Tampa Bay's defense.
Of course.
Because boy Pat Mahomes was out there looking like a little mouse from just running.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. It definitely played a huge part that the defense was playing lights out.
But you still had Tom Brady.
You still had Tom Brady. And the same thing with Pat Mahomes. You still got Pat Mahomes. I agree with you. I think Pat Mahomes wins. I think he wins the MVP of today's game because he's gonna be spectacular. And then, like I say, put himself in that real GOAT conversation with a third ring, MVPs. I mean, accolades wise, I mean, he's 28 years old, right? Mm-hmm. So he's on the verge of winning his third championship. He's been to the AFC Championship 6 times, won 5 of them. He's and then he will have 4 Super Bowls in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So he's on the verge to be really in that GOAT talk, with Tom Brady because of his personal accolades, and then of course as a team, his accomplishment with his team. So, but I agree. I think today's Super Bowl gonna be great. Y'all comment down below, let us know who you think is gonna win today's Super Bowl. But like I said, I just hope it's a good one, which I think we got the perfect teams for it to be a good one. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited to watch. I can't wait to watch. I know it's coming up here very shortly on us. But right before we get out of here, man, I got one question about Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Do you think Lamar Jackson had a successful season as a team? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase it. Did Lamar Jackson have a successful season, or did the Baltimore Ravens have a successful season? What would you say?
Was that in the notes?
No, that wasn't in the notes. I just threw that one in there on you.
No,
John will tell you I'm a curveball guy.
Man. You said, did they have a successful season?
Yep. Was it a successful or successful year, season, whatever it was, for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, or just Lamar Jackson?
Can it be for the Ravens and not for Lamar?
Yeah, if that's what you want to go with.
Yeah, I'm going with that because nobody saw the Ravens for probably 12 weeks. Were not spoken of until they beat the Lions.
Yeah, when they beat the Lions. Yep.
Bad.
Yep. They destroyed the Lions. And then they came back and destroyed the 49ers. Yeah.
Like they weren't and I think they were an underdog at home. No, they played in Cali.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a great season for the Ravens. Your boy Lamar Jackson is being put in the I mean, he got to the championship, so he's not quite there, but saying they was looking at him like they were looking at that.
I would say it was a successful season for Lamar individually. Not so much a successful season for the Ravens, just because of, with the talent that they put around him, they were expecting to be in the Super Bowl. So to me, as a season and as a team that didn't succeed,
you think so?
I think so. Because I say, of course, Lamar Jackson winning the MVP again, his second MVP. So he had a successful season individually because he put him in a class of other great quarterbacks that's won, multiple MVPs, put him there. So individually, great season for him. But as a team, I don't think so, because like I say, with the whole thing has always been he don't have no weapons, he don't have nobody he can throw the ball to, he needs help. And then they went and got him help. And then the result's the same.
Who'd they really get though?
I mean, Zay Flowers was great for him.
Yeah, Zay Flowers was great for him, but nobody, like, I wouldn't necessarily say that was going to go get a weapon, because nobody thought Zay Flowers was going to do what Zay Flowers was doing.
Of course, but I'm just saying they went out and drafted a young receiver. Don't get me wrong, you're not asking him to come in and be what he was, but he turned it to be a great weapon for him.
That was literally the same. It was literally the same thing for Hollywood Brown, but Hollywood Brown just didn't pan out like Zay Flowers.
That's true. But then you had Mark Andrews, great tight end, and got hurt. You had Likely,
that boy
balled out.
Yeah, you didn't get no drop off and no tight end.
And then on top of that, you had one of the best defenses in the NFL all year long.
Yeah.
So,
but that's always been there though.
And then the thing about it, what makes it even worse, that's why I said it as a team, it wasn't a successful year because you had Pat Mahomes at the lowest of his career. You can say right now
it's Pat Mahomes.
But I feel you. But the defense kept him to 17 points, and y'all couldn't score more than 10 offense.
It's Pat Mahomes.
I feel you, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I say as a team, not a good year. But the reason, but as an individual, of course he won as an individual.
But the reason I really don't want to give it to him as an individual is because he already won it.
Yeah.
Like I could see if he hasn't won it, it was his first MVP.
Yeah. But he's won.
But he's been there before.
Yeah.
Or whatnot. And if you he haven't had no weapons, but the only real weapon that you added was Zay Flowers.
Yeah.
Because you always had your tight end.
Yeah.
You always had
Odell wasn't expected to come in. Yeah. But still he's a better option. And then they got Bateman. So they had better options than he's had prior years.
They had Bateman last year.
But I'm saying they had better options though.
Zay Flowers.
Better option.
Now, I will say this, they did lose they running back.
Yep. They did.
Early.
That hurt them. But even still, they still was able to develop a good ground game.
That's because there's Lamar running the ball.
So that's what I'm saying. But like I said, I just think, individually, but I can also see your point of, like I said, he's been there, done that before. It's time for him to get into that next level, especially if they're going to put him in the class of great quarterbacks in the NFL. Yeah. It's time for him, Dak, Josh Allen. But
I don't want to hear nothing else about Josh Allen. But I don't want to hear nothing, bro. I'm not here for Josh Allen better than Dak. I'm not here for none of that. I'm not. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
I'm not hearing none of that.
I agree. I got a buddy of mine. His name's Murray. He's a huge Buffalo Bills fan. He always somebody say something about Josh Allen, he ready to go for the throw. But I'm with you. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Dak, they all in the same boat to me. It's time, bro. Josh
Allen below us.
It's time.
Lamar Jackson, Dak.
And then
Josh, bro. Because ain't no way you got Stephon Diggs and not using them. Ain't no way.
Listen, I agree with you. I think what Josh has been doing, like I said, great regular season, but he's one of them game changers because he can have moments in the game where he do some spectacular stuff. But like I say, at the end of the day, when it's time to win it, the big game, he don't do it. But it's a lot of quarterbacks, man. It's time for them to step up and go. But we all know the reason why they're not able to do it. Because it's Pat Mahomes. They got Pat Mahomes, bro. And he ain't going nowhere. He's 28. He ain't going nowhere. You got to think, Pat going to play for another. He got 10 more years.
At least 10 more.
At least 10. So that means them boys.
Unless he gets 7 before 10.
Now he gets 7 before 10, he might scoot on out of here. But them boys, they're going to see him for the next at least 7 years.
Bro, it's just like, I imagine. I didn't play in the NFL. Everybody knows this.
Exactly.
I imagine that when a running back was about to play the guy for the Giants, the one they talk about Michael Parsons with losing the hard hitter, the one who LT.
Oh, okay. Lawrence Taylor. Yeah.
I know running backs when they're like, damn, I gotta go against Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
Or like either of the linebackers and DNs, they like, damn, we playing against Lawrence Taylor. Like, no matter what I do, it's Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
No, they don't even care what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then, like, you got quarterbacks now. Like, damn, we playing Pat Mahomes. Like, I could have 500 yards.
Yeah.
If Pat Mahomes had 501, it's Pat Mahomes.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, man.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But man, hey Tim, as always, man, I want to thank you for coming on today's special. I know we gotta get out here so we can get ready for this Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
Make sure, like I said, before y'all leave, y'all comment down low. Let us know what you thought about today's episode. Who you think gonna win the Super Bowl? Who you think all of our topics that we brought up today. Let us know what you thought about each and every one of them. And always continue to watch us and stay tuned for the next episode. But before you leave, please make sure you like, subscribe, share, follow us on Facebook. Thumbs up the video, all that good stuff, because that helps, continuing to move the platform. And we want to thank y'all for staying tuned today's episode. But until then, man, y'all enjoy the Super Bowl, and we'll catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.
Go Cowboys.